Okay, so first I need to start this video with this. While this is indeed going to be a jet set beauty haul video, there are a few things I have to discuss, and that is tariffs and why who you vote for actually matters. If you want to skip all that, you can, and a timestamp will be below in the description. I would also like to play the video, I would also implore you to play the video instead of 2x speed and just listen at least one time. So someone sent me a message basically ha-haing about this whole tariff situation, and it's actually not amusing at all. I made this purchase October 2020 when the tariffs first really hit, and there stopped being delays in USPS, UPS, FedEx, DHL. So first, the company, they couldn't ship via regular DHL into the United States. So regular DHL is Germany's sort of post office. The D in DHL means Deutsch, which means German. So USPS, they were really up in the air on international shipments, and they were either imposing it or they were not imposing it. UPS was destroying packages, and FedEx was the cheaper option, and honestly really was the option I should have just gone with. However, we ended up choosing DHL Express, and I had to pay an additional amount for shipping. I was fully expecting a tariff bill, but the ridiculousness of it was just it. So these items are actually duty-free. So now there's also the big thing on how is the tariff structured. So even though the items were duty-free, the tariff is structured as such. So if you take a look at the image that's actually in front of you now on the screen, this image actually comes from the agreement from the EU. So if you see where it says a closer look at the agreement, it says U.S. tariff ceiling at 15% for most EU exports. Even if the item is duty-free, you'll be charged 15% on the base value of the item. If you spend $1,000 to get an item, then you will incur a tariff fee of $150 at minimum. So this is something that we just never had before. We had de minimis, which meant packages that were under $800 came into the country duty-free. Packages that were over $800 only incurred duty after the first $800. So this is basically new territory for all of us. So what this tariff is also known as is known as the IEEPA reciprocal tariff. The objective is to make people buy domestically so they are not subject to this reciprocal tariff. It's basically a punishment for buying things abroad. Now, DHL, because I didn't hire a broker, they charge a $17 fee because they are acting as a broker, as well as a processing fee of like $1 and change. And then the tariff itself. And this is converted from the euro to USD. So that was $54. I requested to hold at a DHL location, but because this is DHL Express, it's different from regular DHL. I couldn't hold it at a regular location like those sprinkled across, the city. I had to have it held somewhere in Astoria because I was not going to go to Pennsylvania Avenue in East New York to go pick it up. Anyone who's actually been to Pennsylvania Avenue in East New York knows why. I didn't know that this place was not accessible via just train. Most people here rely on public transit. I had to take a train, and then I had to rely on the Queens bus system to actually get me to the destination and walk a significant path that was not very accessible. When I got the package, it was actually opened and poorly repackaged. The packaging tape said, package opened. They went through everything, which I get, but there's a packing list on the side. There was really no reason to do that. Since then, I have really just put a complete hiatus on buying gel products, either foreign or domestic, until there is a ruling or something that either removes it completely or processes a refund for packages that held items that do not incur duty charge. If you think this only impacts gels bought from foreign or abroad, you're 100% wrong. The resins that go into making these gels domestically will be tariffed. You will see prices rise on all categories: resins, pigments, incidentals. Swarovski crystals already have a tariff value tied to them into the product now when it's bought domestically. I can only hope that when this is reversed sooner rather than later, that people do recognize that who you vote for matters. Now with that over, let's actually start the whole video. So I filmed on the same phone that had those audio issues, so I'm doing a voiceover. Our first color is Berry Muffin. I got this color particularly because I got the berry cocktail color before, and I really do like these berry colors. So this color did remind me of Chairlift Chit Chat from Light Elegance, but that color is not a one coater. So I got this one. And happily. It goes down in one coat. Self levels, minimal streaking. And when you see it on my glove, as in the fashion that I usually do it, you can see that you don't see through the back. I also did add a little extra just for that opacity, but I'm not hard pressing down and pulling. I'm not floating it either, but I am pressing and pulling. So the next color is called Persian Night. I got this color because it was on sale. I would have got this color otherwise because I don't particularly like these very metallic colors, because I know that they're going to be two coaters, and I don't know, but the second coat, they don't look so great. And even though I tried, you can see that this one is definitely going to need a second coat, but only at the back. It seems that like towards the front, you really have the coverage. Now this one actually isn't a covering gel. This one is an effect gel. It says Meerjungfrau, which means sea young woman, also known as a mermaid. This one isn't meant to cover like a regular gel. So it's what it looks like, fine pink mica that goes over a color instead. So I don't even know why I gave it its own swatch stick. But other similar colors, they have a Meerjungfrau in the regular gold effect gel. You can find that locally as Shindig from Fusion, or if you're able to find a seller, you can find as Princess's Welcome from Light Elegance. So now this is a color called Light Mystery, and I actually had a bottle that looked a lot like this. It was a gray color, which you'll see here, a gray color with a gold pigmentation instead of a pink pigmentation. And unfortunately, I'm out of camera here a bit, but this one's a one coater, and I have a love-hate relationship with gels like these, because I do find the gray undertone to be so ugly, but then when you have that pink shimmer into it, it just gives the gel character. And so I probably worn this one once or twice. But without that pink shimmer, I would not be caught wearing this color at all. So when I made one of my last orders, I pulled this color out because I felt like I maybe had some existing Light Elegance colors that looked like it. But I said, you know what, let's give it a buy. And you know what, I actually do. But those colors have been discontinued from that time. Either way, trying this one was a different experience. The metallic I was thinking of was either Crown Jewel, Cairo Queen, or Telltale Heart from Light Elegance. Now, I do have another video it's an old video, where I was trying to make my own version of Telltale Heart, and when you see Light Elegance's version, it's basically transparent, which is not something you see here. It would need a second coat, but this one is Jewel Patrol. When I was searching for this color in order to buy it, I kept writing Patrol, like I did just say a moment ago. It's petrol, like gasoline or oil. This color reminded me of Mermaid in the Shade, but this is a significantly better improvement to it, because if you take a look at this color, I'm not having to mix it. Mermaid in the Shade, all the mica in that color falls straight to the bottom, and you end up with like this blue clear gel. But this color is beautiful. Now, this one definitely is a two-coater, without a doubt, but I feel like both coats would actually be worth it. You can't really see the blue through this swatch because I'm wearing blue gloves, but it was a very beautiful color. I have yet to wear it though. Now, this one, Cinderella, this one was on sale, and I couldn't find any videos to see what it looked like. But I thought for a moment, oh, it might look like the Princess Butterbling. No, it didn't. And again, I don't particularly like these colors because I don't really like metallic colors in that fashion. And you see, there's a hair stuck. And I had to go trying to wind it off, but it appears to have been cured. So it got cured in. Now that said, this is like one of those colors I would use for like space nails or something. I don't particularly hate it, but it's not something I would use as a full cover for a nail. And it definitely needs a second coat, but that's just the nature of these glittery types of gels. So here is another one that was also on sale. It was called Ginger. So this one actually came from the lipstick collection. I don't wear lipstick, so I couldn't really tell you that much about it. But I got it because I needed some more brownie nudes. I'm gonna say I have a lot of. This is not to be facetious or anything. I have a lot of pinky nudes, and me being a woman of color, I need more brownie nudes. So this was that brownie nude I'm looking for, because instead of having a pink base, it has more of a brown base, which is something that's actually very popular in the EU, and I don't really see that in the United States. So this one is called Ginger, and it is a one coater. Then we have a similar one here, also from the same collection. It's called Honey, and again, it has a browner base as opposed to a pinker base. I was definitely out of shot for this one for a bit, but as you can see, it's browner, but it also has that kind of white pastel in the back, so it has more coverage. This was also a one coater. I put this in completely the wrong angle when I wanted to compare it to the back of my brush. I mean, the back of my glove. Oh, I didn't even place it. Okay, interesting. So the last one from the lipstick collection was called Velvet Nude. The lipstick collection also came with a few reds, but I think Light Elegance definitely poisoned me for reds. I am so sick of reds. I used to have maybe like 10 reds, and not 10, like more like 20 or 30, and I ended up having to sell them all. So that Velvet Nude was a one coater. And then we have a color that you don't really see from a lot of brands, and this one's called Absinthe, like the drink. So of course it would be green. And what we have is a very pastel green that does cover in 1 to 2 coats. I believe it was a one coater. But when I say this color is unusual to see, it's because you don't see a lot of brands come out with greens. D&D ended up having to come out with a whole solely green collection, because their collection only had 2 greens total. So if you tend to not see greens in a lot of gel lines, that's usually par for the course. Greens, blues, but there's a million reds and pinks, and I'm so sick of it. Now this green definitely covered in one coat. I did add a little extra for the back, but I would definitely buy that one again. So I needed a neon blue as well, and so I got Infinity Pool. So one thing I did really like about Jet Set was the vast amounts of blues and greens. They didn't leave any out. So Infinity Pool I think it's part of their neon collection. I know it came with Chill Out. I think. But Infinity Pool covers in one coat, and it's an intense neon blue. And it's something that I was sorely lacking with Light Elegance. I wasn't lacking with Fusion. I think Fusion had a color called Room Service. And I know one of these colors that I have actually matched Room Service completely. Then we have Bavaria, which was also a neon blue, a very intense neon blue. So after I swatched Bavaria, I did compare it to Infinity Pool. And I found Infinity Pool was closer to the color of my gloves, where it's a neon, very yellow. It has more yellow than Bavaria, but Bavaria is a neon blue with more. Geez, what pigments make blue? With more. I don't know. Blue is a primary color, but it has less yellow than Infinity Pool, so it's more true to life blue. So here we have Amethyst, and I have some slight regret buying this color, because you will see later in the video, I did compare Amethyst to Chill Out, and there was virtually no difference between the two, to the point that I almost switched the covers around. There's no label on the bottom of these jars. So you have to kind of just look closely and do a little color matching. You know how they say women can see more distinct differences in colors? The colors are different, but are they so different enough that you would risk the tariff and spend twice to buy each purple? No. Then I got another red. This one's not really red. It's more of a red violet called Valencia. And Valencia was a one coater. Then we have Sexy Cherry Berry. I had the metallic version, now this is a regular version. I got this version because I needed to find a sort of replacement for Fastlane. Now, I kind of overpacked. With Fastlane, I have my open jar, which is almost empty, and then I have maybe 4 additional sealed jars, but still, I want to find an alternative should, I somehow go through all those, but red nails seem to have fallen out of fashion. And this one I would say is very close, so that's probably the reason I wouldn't get another one again. But this one is your German version of Fastlane. And this next one we have is Latfiah. I would say that I would not get this color again. It's not that it's not a very pretty color, it's just that it's not, I expected a purple, this is not my kind of purple. This is the darkest red violet that you'll ever see. In 2 coats, and unfortunately I'm totally out of shot, but in 2 coats, you really see that red violet property. And it's just not my cup of tea. It is a beautiful color, it's just not my cup of tea. Okay, so we're almost at the end here. This is Vibrant. This color was on sale. It's one of the metallic colors that I'm not a fan of. This one actually laid down in 1 coat, which was nice. I see myself using this color mostly under glitters, mostly because I don't really like metallic colors. I feel like they kind of take away from a set. Maybe it's the lighting, maybe I need to see it out in the sun. But I just see myself using this under a glitter to just achieve that good look around the whole nail. It does look a lot like Persian Night. Why am I saying Persian Plum? It does look a lot like Persian Night, and when I do show swatches at the end, it's right next to it. So right here, I am comparing Amethyst and Chill Out. So Chill Out is the one with the white streaks in it. You can tell Amethyst has a bit more blue, but is it so much that I would buy one over the other? No. If I have one, I'm probably not going to buy the other, because when you put it down on someone's nails, they aren't really going to see the difference. So Jet Set did send me some goodies. Possibly also because of the shipping situation that we went through. It was like 15 emails back and forth. And as you can see, I cannot even hold on to the cuticle oil. So this is the cuticle oil. Came in a cute bottle with a rose gold cap. Now, I don't like these droppers, so sorry, Jet Set. I emptied the whole thing into an existing bottle of cuticle oil. I don't like these droppers. So they also sent me these, that star in the back is a, what do you call them? Like bath bombs? They're waxy. They also did send me one of their glitters. So unlike Light Elegance, where the glitters mix, they send you the glitters as dry glitters, where you have the option to mix them or just pour them on top of a nail. And I find it looks so much better when you pour it on top. So these are just some pictures of the swatches using the phone's camera as opposed to the phone's video function. So they look a little different, and they show what the actual color is on the camera. So this actually brings us to the end of the video. Please give it a like and subscribe, and I'm just gonna point this out. This is probably gonna be one of the last of my haul videos. I do enjoy Jet Set, but I don't enjoy the tariffs. So until the tariffs come off, I'm probably not gonna be making a purchase, either foreign or domestic.